This is another probably pretty good reason to focus on Wex. So you can reset this guy. Tornado into EMP and then Cold Snap will take half of Storm's mana away in the fight, and that lowers his damage output by a lot. So
whose lineup do you like? Forget about the teams.
I think it's pretty even, actually. It's tough to say. I don't really have a clear favorite based on strategy in this game or draft overall.
God, that set really looks like Lich King.
What I do want to say is I think it's a bad Wyvern game. So if I have to choose, I will choose Nigma because I think Wyvern will have a really hard time having a good impact here. Okay. There's like nothing good for Wyvern almost in the game.
10 seconds
Feels like their second pick gets bad games pretty consistently.
Yep, that is true.
At least so far in this series. All right, so this should be interesting. Of course, the loser of this series is still in the tournament. They're going to go down to the lower bracket and face off against Ad Finem, which will be tomorrow. And the winner will go straight to the grand finals, which is the best of 5. So for all we know, these teams may meet again in the grand finals. We shall see.
They definitely could.
Of course, Team Nigma are the general favorites, pretty heavy favorites. Of course, we haven't seen them in quite a while, so they're obviously not quite at the level that they were during TI, but part of that could be the fact that they haven't been playing in a lot of tournaments recently, in addition to the fact that this brand new patch is kind of, I mean, let's be real. It's a bit of a shit show in terms of trying to figure it out. Shit show in a good way, of course. I've been enjoying myself personally, but these teams, I know a lot of them were not fans of the patch when it first came out. Let's just say that. But I think people are generally coming around to it. Except for that one item, Mindbreaker. Please nerf that. For God's sake. I'm begging you.
All right, let's get to it. So, has we
great
lost
Invoker
an Invoker?
set. What?
I don't know if Weeha has lost an Invoker this patch. I think every time I've seen him play it, he's won. So
maybe you're
that's a good start, at least. He might have lost one game in the major qualifier, but I've seen them play Tusk Invoker and win convincingly in the game I saw, and then he won it with Invoker last game, and I think I've seen a third game with Invoker he also won. So definitely the kind of hero you want in an important game like this. Man, there are some questions to be answered here. How good is Core Shaker? Is Shaker Morph still good?
This will be a small sample size.
Can Weeha not overextend for 5 minutes?
Well, that's a definite no. Let's be real. That's part of the charm for Weeha. That's why he's one of my favorite players of all time. Doesn't matter how many times he's died, he's going to still go in deep, you know?
He goes in. He plays aggressive. Can appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people underestimate how difficult it is to gauge how far you can go. And when he does brilliant moves where he goes exactly as far as he can, a lot of the time it's almost taken for granted that that's just, oh, he just did the right thing. But it's actually really hard to do it when he does it right. And it's very easy to screw it up harder than he does sometimes. So, you know, it's just, it's a player personality, kind of, if you could say that. Like some people play a lot more safe and more conservative, like Universe. It's a very stable player.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, though, because Miracle, obviously a teammate of Weeha's, I find him to be mega aggressive, but at the same time, he rarely feeds. It's like this rare combination that you don't really find very often on that role, at least.
I think historically Miracle has been relatively, I would say, on the scale, he would be more conservative than a lot of other carries, in my opinion. I think he's been more calculated.
Would you consider Arteezy reserved?
I think he's more aggressive, actually, than Miracle. And I know people are maybe going to disagree with that because they think of the playstyle of the team, but that's something else. Like, if the team's strategy is guy hits a lot of creeps, then that's their strategy. But the way Arteezy plays fights has, in my opinion, historically been, on average, more aggressive than Miracle. He, really commits hard. And there's good and bad things about both. It really depends on your strategy. It depends on your team play. It depends on the timing of the game, what hero you're playing. You can't just say absolutely that, oh, playing safe is better, because Dota doesn't work that way. So you just got to find the right balance, which is very difficult to do. All right, got some interesting situation here. Toby and Aramis are pulling away the wave, and GH and Kuro are trying to make them sweat. Obviously, tri-laning safe lane here will leave Mind Control relatively vulnerable, but the lane he's playing against is very unusual. It's a carry venge AA lane.
Oh, thank God. We get to see it.
Not your standard lane.
Toby looks like he will feed the first blood. Does get the entire wave in the vicinity, though. And Aramis will reap the benefits, it seems.
Interesting. GH TP'd back to base. I feel like in the last patch, that's a given that you just suicide to the tower there. So they see the math as a big change here. It's a big difference, and he doesn't want to suicide to the tower. He thinks it's bigger value to lose all this time.
How much was changed in that regard? I don't even remember at this point.
I need to see it happen in a game. Like, you just need to see the numbers pop up and feel, because you can look at all the the math behind it.
Lane.
It's like X% based on GPM or whatever, and it's like hard to gauge how much it really is. But GH must have experienced it firsthand and been like, okay, suiciding was not worth it anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's really interesting. I hope that actually is the case, that more people do not suicide, because that's kind of like a gimmicky thing, you know?
Yeah.
I know that Ice Frog and company don't want that to be a thing anyway. It goes without saying. We did see the kill bottom lane, of course. The Vengeful Spirit getting Shad, of course, on the board. Very excited about this hero. Let's see what he ends up building on her. As Tanner, unfortunately, cannot get to this regen room.
Celery's got to be careful bottom as well. MC, one more hit would do it. Oh, they baited him in, though.
Yeah, magic missile.
He's going to get locked here.
He's going to get proc there from the cold feet. Mind Control doing a good job despite dying here.
Yeah, he's way ahead of the Centaur. Like, Centaur is level 1, and Mind Control is level 3. Almost 4. So
well,
I think this tri-lane is working out very well. Are we really surprised,
Syndrin? I've been hating on this hero lately, not gonna lie.
I know you have.
Tag team, not quite
Any
enough.
hero
no
looks bad
yet.
in your hands, and it's your favorite hero.
Hey, I used to be 6th globally on Centaur. That was
Do you
when
think you were the
Stampede
6th
stunned,
best Centaur in the world?
I was for one day.
Okay.
Remember, Stampede
the Dota
stunned,
buff ranking is
things
absolute.
Of course it is. Like, if that's not absolute, then what is? You know?
Yeah. It's true.
I could have won TI if Centaur kept his stun on his ult. Honestly. And they couldn't ban Centaur as well.
Yeah.
Now it's all about Pango, though.
Yeah.
Man, Mind Control is doing really well.
Not been given much love this patch. I honestly think Pango conceptually should be pretty good. Like, all this brawling, fast gameplay,
low cooldown ult,
mobility, team fight. Yeah, I think Pango definitely should have a spot right now in the meta. It might come at some point.
He'll find his way. Don't worry. He always does. Top lane, Toby. Oh boy, yeah, he's gonna have one of those games. It feels like, at least to the start. Aramis gets the health salve off, but GH cancels it, and that is another easy kill. As Toby TP's back, and like you said, level 2 versus Mind Control, who's about to hit level 5 here in a couple of seconds.
So the trade-off is that the supports of Nigma should have lower XP, which they do. Kuro and GH are both only level 2. And on Viking, the Wyvern is almost level 3, and AA is almost level 4. But I would still definitely take the end of the stick that Nigma's got here, for sure. It's much, much stronger to have this early core level advantage. Especially now that there's the outpost at minute 10. Even if you have 2 supports that are relatively low level, you can get them both to 6 with an outpost and the books. In the past, you would run into this problem where you give them both tomes, but if one of them is only level 4, he won't get 6. But with outpost and tome, you probably get there. So that definitely helps the tri-lane aspect quite a lot.
Oh my goodness, they forced the shrine out for Mind Control. Mind Control is actually so freaking good. It's insane to watch this. He had a nice fissure early to secure his bounty rune. Yeah, we got some company coming in.
If he wants to waste the time on it, he doesn't. He'll let GH take care of the trash.
It's like, all right, GH, take out the trash, buddy. Celery's actually
that should be Kuro. Kuro is the trash man. All right, let's see how much this gives now. 142 shared bounty. Is the XP global as well or something? I don't remember. That doesn't look very bad.
I don't think it's not global for everyone, is it? I guess if it's shared, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know they changed a lot of the global stuff. Vengeful Spirit. Oh, he's stuck.
Nice.
He looks to be super dead here. Nice gank here from Nigma. As Celery, not able to really help.
MC is low.
out.
MC's dying to the Illu.
Oh shit! I missed it.
They got him back. Yeah, don't forget
somehow
there's
missed
2
that.
heroes in one. It's
I know.
a Kinder Surprise hero.
Oh,
Which is in
Kuroki
trouble.
taking some nice
good.
bursts there from Celery and company.
Oh, he was
Celery's
in trouble,
stuck.
actually.
Man, GH, level 2 and can still get people blocked in shards consistently. Incredible play. All right, well, 6-2 advantage for Nigma. That's a pretty early one. Early advantage overall. Tanner level 6 on this Storm Spirit. Weehaw level 6 as well. Looking forward to see
There's
what Weehaw
definitely a
can do
big
this
power
game.
spike happening right now for Nigma. Now GH is level 3, so he has Snowball. You have the Morphling and Invoker with basically free lanes at this point, so now they can start playing around MC, who's hitting his 6-minute 7. He was 1 on 2. This is a super good result. Oh, I don't think that was a good spell combo. That is actually not good at all. Why was the first TP I guess he got cancelled by Weehaw in mid. He tornadoed the first TP.
Yeah, but Tanner has
But
TP'd here now,
Tanner's
looking to
still
clean up
here.
Kuroki to start. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Nice,
nice snowball.
They're going to perhaps stun lock Storm Spirit, but no. Looks like it's going to be turned around completely as Viking able to secure 2 kills in this bot lane.
That you could have shown me a clip of that moment, and I would have never guessed it was this team that made that mistake. Like, they fissure blocked the Venge in the trees in the tower, and then they sharded her and tried to run in and melee her in the middle of the woods. They couldn't even reach.
So what you're saying is they didn't layer properly.
What I'm saying is that was not a go.
Just say it, Synderen. You can say it.
was
Layer.
Layerth.
No, they don't sponsor this. Miracle
Okay,
level
layer.
7, top of the net worth, along with Weehaw. So despite that, Nigma is still at a 1k advantage so far this game. There's an Arcane Rune. And that's going to be a beautiful pickup for the Storm Spirit. Tanner's going to be very happy with that. Cold Snap,
This is a big
Tornado.
kill mid if he gets it.
They're going to turn this around onto Weehaw. TP support in the form of GH. Does get the snowball off. Oh my god, he's going to live? Yes.
GH god.
Oh my goodness. That is so
Alright.
disgusting to watch. Toby, in
That
the meantime, dying top.
That was better than the bottom move was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
agree
real
with that.
fucking good.
That was really good.
Nice play.
Like, the thing that just blows my mind when he plays this hero is, like, he can have so much impact despite having, like, next to no levels, you know? Like, typically, any support is going to need a few levels to be somewhat useful, but... Oh, swap.
It's failed
Okay.
the fissure, but Shad will just swap Celery into the tower, and they're fine.
I feel like that's not how you say his name, but we're going to continue saying Celery.
It definitely is Celery. I think this is the Dutch spelling of the word. He's a Dutch player.
He just really likes Celery.
In Danish, we spell it like that, but with 2 L's, I think.
Mind Control taking a lot of
see.
damage. Looks like he will live for now. And GH still staying alive somehow, and they get the Wyvern after all this. Tornado onto the Storm Spirit. Still has a ton of mana to work with, though. Vengeful Spirit, no stun from their 2 seconds. Gets the swap off, but do they have vision of Weehaw? They do. So that's a 1-for-1. Tanner going to continue the pressure. Weehaw.
Oh, good
Beautiful
blast.
AA ult
Ooh,
onto
that-
2. And Viking wins this convincingly 3-1, as Mind Control has to tippy-toe away.
That was such a good Ice Blast. Perfect timing to get that.
What do you think the meta on mango trees are right now? Is this a good placement?
Where'd he put it? Oh, there. I have this feeling that it's better to put it in a cluster of trees where the enemy doesn't see it, so it doesn't get removed.
Oh!
Oh!
Mind Control! It's going to be close, but he dies first. He doesn't get the XP, but the gold is there. Shad, in the meantime, will take the GH punishment. Miracle actually gets the last hit there.
There's a bounty rune to be taken. Is he going to let
Indeed.
Shad destroy it? He did. Damn, I thought he was going to adaptive him and get the rune. A little sloppy here. All
Viking
right.
gets both outposts, by the way. That is pretty big.
Yep, that is real big. Again, the very early game was not looking good, but then these last 2 fights have been going really great for them. And Toby, who had the absolutely horrible start, is getting space because of this bottom.
Speaking
He's
of bottom,
catching up. He's level
AA
6,
blast.
face boots, and buckler.
okay, not nearly enough to kill him. Goodness. Well, looks like we're going to have a gank in the top lane. Weehaw level 8. The
Tanner
Morphling ends
soloed Miracle.
Did he go... What? It's like Aramis will be the first to fall in this top lane.
I think he solo killed him on a ward. He just did a long jump. And got Miracle, who was farming in the jungle.
Oh, okay. I thought Miracle died to like AA Blast. I'm like, wow, that
there
was
might
like
have been an AA Blast
delayed.
involved in that play. It's possible. And he sent one earlier.
Yeah, GH with double bracer, level 6 at 11.5 minutes. Not too shabby. Off to a really good start, individually at least. And he is going to find Tanner with this Invis rune. Will finally expire a little bit too early for his liking. Tanner with absolutely no mana. And Kuroki is here with that Lich ult. Tanner really wants to get to the shrine. Very questionable move here. He will be taken out easily.
He did not expect all these heroes to be there. That came as a complete surprise.
Yeah, I guess it is
pushing mid.
Easier for us to see, or for me.
Yeah, however, I mean, you have a bit of a point, because when you look at the map, right, Venge is hitting the tier 1 tower bottom, and Morph is hitting the tier 1 tower mid. So where's the team, right? They have to be somewhere in that proximity. Swap on Wii maybe coming in?
Ooh.
Nope. I thought he was going to try for that one with
Yeah,
A
same.
nearby. Snowball GH. No Stampede. He should be out here. He is fine.
Yeah, Swap is still extremely low range at level 1. Something that will haunt Vengeful Spirit for her entirety lifetime of Dota 2, no doubt. RMS very low on the mana department. Weeha's going to find both Toby and the Wyvern. Looks like they'll focus the Wyvern.
Oh.
And perhaps
Good.
go for a tier 1 now.
Puts things into perspective when you think about how high up in the air you get punched. When Wyvern is flying, he gets punched up 3 times as high as he's flying. That's really fucking high. Not
Well,
gonna
I feel
lie.
like in Dota, the people, or the heroes that fly, it's actually quite low range flying. You know, it's not like they're above the trees or anything. They can go over. They can go through the trees.
Oh, not again, Miracle.
Ooh, and they
Got him
AA
again.
blast to
Same
boot.
play. How did
How'd
he
they
have
have
the
vision?
read that he was there?
Yeah, there's no vision here.
Wait, how did he get that read? He's just anticipating that Morph is farming in that area, and then he's throwing it from an angle that will hit all 3 neutral camps. Because if you throw it from the left to the right, and you throw it in the right angle, it will grow big enough by the 2 last camps that it hits them both, and it will fly through the first one. That's actually really
Bad. Getting perma stunned. Can he get the swap off? It's going to be close. No, he doesn't even try for it, actually. Gets the Echo Slam instead. Here comes Tanner. Lich ult bouncing left, right, and center. So 1-for-1 as the Tusk falls. And now Weeha is here with that Tornado. Hoof Stomp onto 2. Pretty nicely done with the AA Blast as well. Looks like Toby might be the consolation prize for Team Nigma.
I don't know if they get him.
Really? I think so.
Oh,
I
he has
think
a
so,
fear.
Synderin. I think so. Oh, God. They got him. Yep, I knew it.
They still had a fear, and Miracle came from the back. Okay. But
I knew it.
Shad killed Weeha. Did he just die to the Venge illusion in the middle lane while chasing the scent?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Wait, what happened?
This
I'm
Venge
clicking
illusion
Weeha
is-
to see where he died. He died next to the mid-tier 1 tower.
GH
It's a
getting
Vengeful
initiated
Spirit.
on. Storm Spirit, level 13 with a Kaya. He is owning. Off to a really solid start.
Loving
He
that
is
arcane ring too, surely.
4 levels ahead of Weeha right now.
Oh, not again, Miracle. Not again. How many times must this
Jumps
happen?
in. Ends up wave forming. We're going to follow this, though. AA Blast is still applied.
Oh, Tanner. Okay.
Tanner. It actually,
Okay.
the AA Blast runs out, and that means an easy kill for Miracle. Overextended.
He choked there. That was a choke moment. It's just messed up, I think. That was some misclicking going on. That was actually a kill. If he committed for it, I'm pretty sure.
I thought
He
got
ended up
perma-stunned.
somehow
Was that
ball
not the case?
lightning. He used ball lightning in place next to the shaker instead of jumping after the morph after the freezer.
I see.
I think there was some sort of misclick going on there. Big shame for Tanner. But worth noting, though, this time Nigma were prepared for the play, right? Miracle's like, fool me twice, but not 3 times. So he had a shaker on backup that time. Shad is in trouble again. Shad is
Yep.
dead.
Kill that illusion. Don't let him kill one of your teammates again. Uh-oh.
Curse.
Wyvern Curse.
Sit up for the shaker. Or Centaur,
Miracle.
rather.
AA
that's
Blast
what I
coming
thought.
in as well. The Strength Morph was already going. Has waveform as well, as the Lich ult will continue to bounce. A lot of creeps there to soak it up, though. As Weeha takes the Stampede. Hoof Stomp not available. But there comes the Storm to finish him off finally. And the Toby on the Centaur does fall as well. So ends up being a 1-for-1 in that exchange. Triple kill for Tanner. as he is just relentless, despite making that slight mistake at the bottom lane, continuing to roll for Viking.
Yep, and they get the mid tower too, and it's a big win here. Viking. Oh, blink dagger reveal.
Slam. Oh, God damn it, Heart. Jesus.
You love your strength initiators.
That felt so good.
There's actually nothing that
blast.
gets you more excited than this except food, I think.
Are you calling me fucking fat, Cinderin?
No, I'm just saying you love
fat
food.
shaming me, Cinderin? That's probably true, though.
I get
As
more
long
excited
as-
over food than this as well, so we can be fat together.
I could
All right,
not
Van
picture
Brace
you
for
fat.
Miracle. He had the two Wraith Bands,
Oh,
so
wow.
immediate upgrade.
It's always hilarious when the hero that needs it finds it himself as well. Quite
Yeah.
fitting. Has the Dragon Lance, so we'll be going the shotgun build now with E-Blade next
I
up.
wonder why he went for a value Dragonlance as part of his build-up this game. It's pretty unusual, I would say. Maybe it's the range advantage against... Well, who do you want the range advantage against? Everyone on the Radiant has more range than you anyway because of Venge.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, is there any value in upgrading it to Hurricane Pike later?
Not really. It doesn't look like a good Pike game at all, I think.
Ooh, double Van Brace. Look at that. One on each team. I have never seen this in my entire life. In the history of Dota, this has never happened, I'm pretty sure.
I actually think this is one of the best heroes in the game to have a keen optic on, by the way. I didn't notice it until now. The Wyvern has optic. It's really good to have cast range on this hero. It's like the best stat in the game, more or less. Super good.
What do you think of Essence Ring, by the way? Not an item we have talked about. Gives the HP. Where is it, actually? I lost it.
It gives, I think, 375 heal and 375 max HP? It's on the Lich right now.
It's a lot of mana.
I think it's a really good item.
It pretty much
it's
has
gotta
to
be a
go
feel-
on an intelligence
it's a feel
hero,
good
though.
item. Yeah, for the most part, I would say. In this game, it's not that great because of AA Blast, right? But,
Well, max HP, right? Isn't that good? Doesn't that help directly?
not if you're hit
actually?
by AA Blast. Then you're actually killing yourself by using it.
Well, I meant before, like if you see it coming.
Oh, yeah, of course. Then you get the heal, right? And you, increase your max HP. So that's fine. But, I think theoretically it should be a pretty cool item on Morphling because of how much healing 375 is for him when he's morphed down to agility, right?
Right.
If you can do that in a fight, you could almost fully reset your entire hit point pool. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't think there's a better carrier in this game than Lich.
They are really searching for this Wyvern. My goodness. And he's probably sweating his balls off right now.
He has Arctic ready.
And they're giving up. Broom handle
They
picked up by
finally
Miracle.
found their tier 1 item number 3 19 minutes in.
Yeah, that's strange. And he's been in the jungle quite a bit too. So I'm guessing
That is very late.
they found all 3 tier 2s on the other side. And Team Nigma still has another tier 2 to get. So they found 2 tier 2s before that last tier 1. That's really weird.
Clumsy net on AA is... It's pretty good against Morph. It's nice. Nice plus mid. We're just gonna try to scare them a little bit here. But it missed completely. And that's actually information that Nigma can use now. They're smoked and they know there's no Ice Blast. That is the moment for Morph to shine. Toby is gonna break the smoke, instantly blink out, and... Actually, nothing will come of this. It's just gonna be a trade-off. Probably.
That's a couple times now that they've dodged the onslaught. They also got the top... Actually, they had both... No, I'm sorry. It was 1-for-1 again. I always find it very interesting how these teams react to like the outposts and getting their smokes out like right beforehand just to make sure that they can secure it, or if they want to try for the other side that isn't even taken yet, or if they're okay with the 1-for-1 exchange. There's so many mind games with this outpost that
there is.
make it very interesting.
And I think the level of play will be a lot better in 1 month, because I think teams are still learning.
Yeah, true.
You know, a lot of the times they're late or don't think about it as the primary objective on the map, which I would argue it is. It's more important than the bounty runes, right? So, or at least than one bounty rune. Miracle. He got it off. Got off shift.
He did get it off and waveform to safety. Oh, Storm jumps in. Half
Tanner.
mana.
He has regen rune.
Okay. I always feel safe with a regen rune. Looks like everyone will dodge any kind of death. Now, the interesting thing with Morphling, we talked about this Shaker Morph combo. He's not going for Ags. Do you go for it later? Or are you just going to go the old-fashioned Morphling where you don't even bother with that anymore? Well, we're going to see a swap on the Weehaw, by the way. Hoof Stomp with the Magic Missile. Winter's Curse onto 2. Beautiful zoning overall. Weehaw's going to be easily cleaned up by Viking, as Mind Control's going to be next on the list, and Kuroki will be the 3rd. So a great gank. Gets off the Lich ult. See if Miracle can maybe pick somebody off. I don't think so. They're pretty... Oh, okay. Forgot that Centaur is a horrible hero. I keep saying that so he gets buffed one day. Okay. And looks like the Roshan will be attempted.
Ice Rock doesn't give a shit what you think, Sunstorm. How dare you?
I know. Been waiting for that Centaur buff for years. Where's that Stampede stun, man? Come on. Please. I can't believe
it's going to result in...
HP.
Okay, they're not going for the Rosh. They're worried about the time that they couldn't finish it. And that's a difficult call to make, honestly. I think it's one of those where they could have pulled it off, but it would have been really, really tight. And they could have lost multiple heroes in the process afterwards. So I kind of like that they played it safe there. But I can't tell you for sure that it was the right play. But it shows the foresight, at least. That
Look at this. Mango cleanup crew for GH.
They're smoking with a half HP Storm.
Oh, yeah.
That is bold.
Well,
they have no vision up here.
This is a cool play. I like
Dire
it.
Scan.
Oh, I don't like it
Is he going to cast anything? Sunstrike? He's helping them.
Yeah, he helped them a bit.
Oh,
Roshan is quite low. Tornado. Storm comes in. Aegis is taken by Storm himself, so he's very, very confident. And he cleans up 2 heroes right off the bat. Kuroki doesn't have his ultimate. Looks like he's going to be 3rd on the list. Invoker buys back into the game. Of course, Tanner, remember, has that Aegis, so doesn't really care what happens to him right now. Gets saved from the Cold Embrace. GH gets the snowball off. Will die shortly after. He's still alive, actually. A double kill for Shad now. Buybacks galore for both respective teams. Mostly Nigma, though. That is a dieback on the Invoker. And Miracle has to get the hell out of Dodge. A huge fight for Viking.
It's not over yet.
The pressure will continue. They're going to see Miracle.
Will Toby get a blink off here? No.
They're just going to let him go.
Damn,
I mean, that was a huge win. Whew.
That ended up being way better than if they would have just tried for the Rosh in the first place, because this way they also baited out a fight. The smoke was really nice. And they're using this AA, or the Wyvern Curse into AA Ice Blast very effectively. That was very nicely done.
Well, I just noticed a Glimmer Cape on Mind Control. It's not the prototypical pickup for Earthshakers, is it?
Absolutely not. But
pretty cool.
They have some serious mitigation issues. The Storm is running rampant. He has 22 Bloodstone charges. Way too much spell amp going on right there.
Oh, they're going to run into both Kuroki and Miracle. He gets off the Strength Morph, though. They get off the stun from the Lich as well. Looks like the punch is going to be targeted toward the Wyvern, who's very low HP. The Lich does get the ult up at the last moment, but Miracle is dead. Does have buyback. See if he ends up expending it here or not. Tanner completely out of mana, but not able to find any more kills. And Weehaw tried to get the tornado off, but the Stampede was there. Yeah, Kuroki.
Or maybe not. There was the Essence
Very
ring.
tanky.
Didn't account for that one. Yeah, he's fine. Essence does it.
Nice cast, Kuroki. Well done. But another one fight for Viking. Really well played so far from them. And this
they
Storm
are getting
is the issue.
incredible value out of their supports. I just want to point out how big of an impact this Wyvern and AA are having. And I'm surprised too, right? Because I said this is not a good Wyvern game, and I still stand by that. But Nigma have to place their heroes better on their engages. They have to move in from multiple angles, and they keep getting like 2 or 3 heroes caught in this curse. And it's easier said than done, but they have the heroes to do it with. Oh,
Mind
barely
Control.
got out.
That was nice.
But yeah, Rammus is playing a good game here on Wyvern for sure. And they've just set up Storm for an incredible game, right? I don't know what the damage numbers are right now, but I imagine Storm would have done like half of their team's damage almost. Like, okay, that's maybe exaggerated, but just for the sake of it.
A bajillion damage is what you're saying.
So much with the setup that he's given.
And I thought he was definitely going to expend that Aegis, but the Cold Embrace kept him alive, and they will be able to use it in the next fight.
Yeah. Oh, big jump mid.
Oh! Holy shit. Wow. That Strength Morph is so fast.
5% HP. If Ice Blast connects, 100% a kill, obviously, but I think Tanner going for that alone is actually the right play. If he waits for the A Blast, the Morph is gone. He has to try.
A few items picked up. Third Eye
on Storm.
And Quickening Charm. So we get some CDR for Team Nigma, and what was the other? Yeah, I really like Third Eye. It's a cool item. They buffed it recently to get 7 attributes. As we're going to have a jump in, but GH gets off the snowball. How deep does Tanner want to go? Remember, he still has the Aegis, so not too scared. Relatively low on mana.
1 minute.
Yeah, he might not actually end up using it properly. So just have to use it as a regen rune, essentially. And Miracle doing the Miracle thing, pushing the opposite lane. Quite safe right now. Of course, even with all their setup, he is still pretty hard to kill if you got those quick fingers.
He needs to be wary of Storm at all times. I think outside of him, it's very hard for them to get the Morphling kill. They need that big burst to come in. Who are they putting the Craggy? They put it on Lich. Lich is very tanky now. Craggy Coat and Essence Ring. I think Kuro should try to like semi-bait in the next fight. Try to get jumped. If you get Frost Shield and Glimmer off, I don't think you die. You have Essence Ring and a lot of armor. That's a good item. Titan Sliver.
Titan Sliver, also known as Titan Silver by everyone else that says it.
Super good on Morph because of the base attack damage. Morph has super high base damage when he's morphed into agility. So it should be a very nice item for him to grab. He will be given it. Also magic resistance and status resistance.
Oh, the jump in.
And it will be Kuro.
The newly picked up BKB Kuroki, still alive. This BKB feels like it was unfortunate timing, actually. Tanner not able to get any big value target out of it. Another Titan Sliver, this time for Viking, as the Centaur will hold on to that for now. Who is that best on for Viking? Oh, he passes it off to Venge, it looks like.
I think it's good on Venge. Yeah. High base damage, loves the magic resistance and status resistance. Venge core really wants to get in there and tank damage, so it's a nice choice for him.
What do you think of the build, by the way, on Venge?
I think it's solid.
It feels like the prototypical. It's how do you say it? It's like a very typical core Venge build where you just build tanky, and it's not like very exciting build. You're not going for any crazy items. But the question I have, is we might have to hold that, is Miracle and Company.
Look how much attack range Venge has, though. Venge has 690 range.
Oh.
So he's actually hitting at the range of a normal carry, if you will, because of the aura plus Dragonlance.
How much does this give now? 150 bonus attack range. That's pretty good. She does feel like a normal hero now. But anyway, what I was going to say is, do you think that Ags on her fits as a core Venge? Because it feels like this game, if you fear a majority, like even a couple heroes in the enemy team, Storm and Company can kind of just pick somebody off, and that can work to your advantage. Or is it more like if you're just a farm support?
I think one of the thing is, if you do that on the Venge, I don't think Storm should go Ags, right? Because I think one of them should be going damage.
Oh, okay.
Storm is going Ags. So if Venge is going Ags and Storm is also going Ags, you have all this control, but you don't have the damage. Although the two spells kind of have cool synergy, right? One pulls them in and the other fears them away.
Right.
So if you fear them at the... Oh, I don't even know. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, it could have some counter synergy, too, depending on how it actually plays out. His Venge is going to get initiated on. Oh, he's still alive. Pops the BKB. A little bit late, actually, but gets the way nonetheless. Probably didn't even need to pop it, honestly.
No.
We'll just shrine up, though.
Bit of a panic moment. Celery was there with a quick glimmer.
So Morphling Miracle not able to blow anybody else up. He actually is going to be going Ags now.
Yeah. I think this is the right time to do it in this game. Either now or without playing with Dragonlance, I think. I definitely think E-Blade is very useful here. It's super good for his team. And he needs BKB. That's too much stuff. Aramis is waiting.
He's just going to TP out now.
Nope.
Oh!
He's not. He canceled it. They're going to do a...
Yeah, we got some
Oh,
TPs
nice
here.
play from Toby there.
Toby getting off the hoof stomp, mind control. He might try to bait this and Wyvern get off a crazy curse. Oh, they're actually going to find him, though. Yeah. Curse is applied a little bit early. AA Blast incoming. Fissure to help block. Nice snowball, keeping Morphling nice and safe. Storm jumps in. BKB popped by Miracle, though. He's going to try to right-click his way. Gets swapped, though, into death. So nice setup overall from Viking. Maybe not the cleanest setup, but a kill nonetheless.
Man, this curse into Ice Blast is actually ruining Morph. He's having so much trouble. And the eggs from the Shaker eggs will definitely help him try to jump out, but again, keep in mind the health bars. It's still dangerous. No buyback Miracle. Are they going to take the chance?
No, Shad completely
Look at
out
him
of mana
hitting
just with that
from
EMP.
there with Venge. It looks so weird.
Yeah, it does.
Looks
It does
like
not
a
feel
custom
natural.
game.
This is Dota Imba right now. Has the Eagle song in his backpack, actually. Can't say I've seen that very often. Tanner has 25 Bloodstone charges, does have the finished Aghanim Scepter, forces the BKB from Weehaw, and I think they just disengage with the Stampede now. They're super happy with that. Yep. That was the 10-second BKB. Now they can just reset and potentially just go now. Oh, they're going to smoke, actually. Ooh. Snowball's used. This would be... Ooh. How did he...
I think for once, that was a mistake not swapping first. A lot of the time, the advice is to use Wave of Terror first to cancel the dagger. Right. But he gave GH time to react. If he swaps first and GH blinks after, he will either blink into Venge or get into a really awkward angle. So I think swapping first there was better. All right, big moment here. This Roche, Aegis and Cheese and Viking are in an amazing position.
Yeah, they have a 9k lead right now, so... We'll see what happens. Curse onto the Earthshaker, into the stun from Venge, into the complete lockdown from Centaur. Tanner trying to create as much space as possible, and looks like they will find the Earthshaker if he's going to buy back into the game. Remember, BKBs have been used. Oh my god, that stun from Storm Spirit into the A Blast. Oh, the Kriegasm is unbelievable. Echo Slam on the buybacking Mind Control. Jumps in, doesn't really do that much damage, though. They might find Shad, though. Miracle still doing a lot of damage himself. That's a die back onto the Earthshaker. Kuroki buys back into the game as well. Onto the Lich. And Miracle able to clean up a couple heroes.
There it is, Ultra Kill A, like we all expected at the start of that fight.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting. I mean, why does he even have this Helm of the Undying? He ain't dying.
Dude, that was a fucking juicy combo, though. The 3-man Vortex from Storm Spirit into the AA ult. Beautifully done. And they will more than likely be able to reap Roche from this. They still have the Venge alive, so she can tank the Roche, she can give them damage. Or rather... Oh yeah, a bit of damage. Now it's obviously the attribute-based damage. It's proving to be a relatively tough kill, though. Miracle is not interested in going close, so...
Courier is dead. Poor GH will not be getting any GPM for the foreseeable future. We have one hero here, Kuroki. Oh, the buyback.
That is too late.
Yeah, way too late. Miracle wants to jump in. But alas, nothing. Nope, Sunstrike does not connect either. So Tanner, 29 Bloodstone charges, has Aegis, even a Cheese to boot. And he's just going to go back and heal the old-fashioned way. Viking looking very strong this game.
And you know who we feel like we've barely seen compared to how good his start was? Is this Earthshaker. I have just not seen much out of Mind Control this game. I think part of the problem is they don't have anybody who can set him up or frontline. Nobody wants to frontline because whoever goes first gets cursed, ice blasted, and killed. And you can't really expend anyone. You can't expend Morph like that. You can't expend the Invoker like that and expect a good fight. So... who do you run in? Do you run in your Lich or your Tusk? If it's Tusk, I don't think they're going to curse. They're just going to start hitting him. So,
well,
it's
the
tricky,
good news...
man.
I mean, this is going to put the Morph Earthshaker combo to the test, right? In the old patch, even with this deficit, I'd say they have the advantage because they have Morph Earthshaker. Well, they're online now. We'll see how big this nerf actually was. And I don't think Viking knows about this yet. Storm Spirit jumps in. Remember, has that Aegis. Nice snowball. BKB is going to be wasted to some degree. Still doing quite a bit of damage, but that was the 7-second BKB gone. As everyone's going to reset. Miracle. He can just have that up 100% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Shad's going to get a stun off, but in the meantime, we have a fight down here. Weehop pops the BKB. Oh, GH stuck on the cliff. He doesn't have Snowball for another 15 seconds. He's going to have to attempt to TP out. Storm just comes up, though. The stun from the cold feet keeps him in place. And this is looking disastrous for Nigma as Viking, a 3-0 fight.
None of them have buybacks.
Yeah, they've all used them repeatedly.
If Viking know this, they actually end the game. They might be worried about one buyback here, Mind Control, killing the wave with Echo Slam, but there's still another wave in their base. They're just going for it.
Oh, my. Wow. Viking 2-1 is looking very likely right now, unless there is some miraculous comeback with Weeha's Invoker with half mana right now. Remember, loser goes to lower brackets, so they'll have another chance. These two teams may even meet again in the grand finals. We'll see. But it's not over yet, as they are not going for Throne anymore. They're going to go for this bottom racks, it looks like. Weeha. He does have the hero to delay this.
They have to wait for the creep wave. They're going mid.
So now they're going for it.
Deafening Blast here. Hit all four.
On 4. Very nice. Gets a little achievement out of that. Tornado onto 3. AA Blast does not connect. BKB popped up from Weeha. And this looks like a 2-1 for Viking in very impressive fashion. I am quite impressed, to say the least. GG's come out. I know a lot of people might say that Team Nigma maybe played not their game per se, but I'm going to go to the other side and say Viking just played really well. Their combos were outstanding.